Hello everybody, I hope you're having a good week. Now Herald has been buffed a lot lately, so I've got a brand new Herald build that I've really been enjoying and I'm very excited to share with you guys here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into the build, show off the traits, weapons, some changes you can make to adjust for your personal playstyle, and then I'm going to do a ranked PvP commentary. So this is going to be a good one, and let's get into it. Thanks guys. And before we begin, I just wanted to let everybody know that I upload 4K PvP videos every single week. If that sounds like your kind of thing, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. And I've also got a guild. If you're a PvP player and you're looking to find people to play with, talk builds, that sort of thing, chill out, have some fun, link for that is going to be in the description. Thanks very much, guys. And here is the build. It is aptly named Brutality because that is kind of one of the main sort of cruxes of this build. Now, there's been a lot of changes to Herald lately, a lot of them good. Now, the main one that I really am enjoying is that Shining Aspect. The healing on this has been increased. So that kind of frees us up to move away from some defensive trait lines and move into some offensive trait lines. So instead of taking Thrill of Combat, I've been taking Notoriety a lot lately, which is extra nice because they've actually doubled the might generation from this. It used to be 1 stack, now it's 2. So that's great. And kind of the idea behind this build is we're going to take sort of 2 sets of primary weapons and we're going to take Brutality, with the idea being we're going to have very high quickness uptime and we're going to be removing stability from people when we have that quickness. So we're going to be playing around that. We want to be swapping weapons a lot. And I do also want to say that you could actually play this with a great sword and then dual swords as your other set. And that actually works really well as well. So your choice there. This, gives you a little bit more of a roaming map presence, and the hammer gives you a little bit better presence in the team fight. So take your pick, hammer greatsword or greatsword dual swords, berserker amulet, relic of antitoxin, rune of spellbreaker, cleansing energy on both weapons. Here are the traits, and let's get into some gameplay. So here's a pretty fun ranked game that was really close the whole way through. I've actually got Vitz on my team. Shout out Vitz, he's a nice guy. Plays really weird builds, but he plays them well. So yeah, there's been lots of good changes to Herald. I've been enjoying playing it with the greatsword and dual swords. It's been a super fun build. Hard to play, but very fun when you can pull it off. And I've also been enjoying it with the greatsword hammer combo as well. A little bit easier to play. I find if I don't take a staff, I do like to run antitoxin unless I have a healer or support on my team. But if I've been playing staff a lot, and if you do take that staff, you don't need it quite so much. Big damage on the hammer, right? With the hammer 2, 6k on the necro. Now here's where things kind of go wrong. I don't really notice that my teammate is getting bombarded. And so I try to just get it down and secure it. I try to swap to my greatsword here to do big damage, but they get a good stun on me right when I'm going for that damage, so we don't get the down. Now I need to try and dodge this Mesmer's spear damage. Anytime you see a Mesmer with a spear right now, you kind of just need to... if you've played a MOBA, you gotta kind of treat it almost like a super fed enemy kind of deal. It's just so strong right now. The damage that Mesmer Spear does, you don't really want to be taking fair fights against it. So I'm just doing the Thief at our home node because we kind of lost at mid. So I decided I wanted to pull out and defend the node that we have a chance at actually owning. So just dueling with the Thief here. Now thieves are going to be looking to do their big damage from stealth on you, right? Like their stealth attacks are kind of the most deadly. So when they pop into stealth, you kind of want to have a defensive cooldown ready, be it a block or a dodge or something like that, for when they're going to hit you with that stealth attack. Now he's coming back in. I see an opportunity so I can swap to Shiro and get that quick kill on him. Now don't forget that he's back there though, okay? So I run into mid, looking for a kill. You actually want to try to pressure Reapers when they're in their shroud because you remove stability, and Reapers are really reliant on their stability in their shroud. So we get a good kill on him, and meanwhile that Thief that I had left with my teammate has been back there rezzing and rezzing. And so I port with my Shiro and I try and do a greatsword 3, but I get stunned at literally the perfect frame. And at this point I realize, okay, I'm not getting this, so I need to pull out and just try to survive the Thief Mesmer burst here. But the Thief gets a little too cocky, and we do some good damage on him, which sends him running. Now I try to hold my heal for a burst, but I completely screw it up. I use my heal at a terrible time there. And now watch this, I'm going to slow this down for a bit here. So I go to cast a Jade Winds, but if you look on his bar, he's distorting. You can also tell because he's in that sort of crystal form. So I use a Stow Weapon Keybind to cancel that skill so that I don't use all of my energy on a skill that's going to essentially get blocked. So Stow Weapon is a really key bind, pun intended, to have when you're playing Power Herald, because you know if you cast that Jade Winds, right, that skill is 50 energy. That's your whole energy bar, and if they have stability, if they're distorting, if they're blocking, if you have blind, you know, you're gonna waste it, right? So that's why it's kind of important to have Stow Weapon bound if you are playing a power rev here. So this was a super sloppy fight for me. I spammed impossible odds, which ended up actually just making the whole fight go poorly. Now I port away from the Thief and start putting some damage on the node here. The enemy Necro goes down, which is good for me. Cast a double tap on the F2 in Shiro, the Facet of Nature, to pop the Thief and rip his boons. But some enemies are incoming, and the Thief is behind me here. I'm going to try and knock them off the node to secure the cap. I need to play defensive. I'm waiting for my glint heal to come up, so I pop back up here. Hammer 3 for the dodge, and then I'm going to jump into danger with the glint heal. There it is. Big heal off that. 10k healing, something like that. And we get the bell. Now I'm looking for a low target to pressure, and I see that the enemy Revenant is low. He's using his block, so I just wait till it goes down, and then I attack him. So that's good. You're always on the prowl looking for low targets. So there's a low target, and he goes down as well, so that's good stuff. Going into mid now because I need to peel for my friend. And remember, we want to bully those Reapers, keep their stab off of them. I think it would have been better for me to cast Phase Reversal there to keep the stability up. But that's okay. He goes down because he is 3v1. Now, I think... So here was my thought process during this game, okay? We've secured mid. There's one going far. So I thought, we'll just try and crash on this guy far, really quickly, to secure a quick kill, and then I'll run back mid. But this kind of all goes wrong, because if you look at my map, meanwhile, my Necro is fighting a Mesmer, and at home, my Ellie is fighting a Thief, and the Ellie just died, and the Necro is dying to the Mesmer. So I think that the idea to squash a guy on far was a good idea, but it wasn't executed well by me. So just a little, you know, learning opportunity for myself there. You know, sometimes you want to pressure those sort of advantageous positions and conditions, but sometimes it's just not the right thing to do. Sometimes you have to play defensively. I think that sometimes people are kind of allergic to sitting and defending a node that they own. They want to just like run, cap the next thing, cap the next thing. But truly, sometimes the best play is to sit and defend the node that you currently own, right? So, okay, try and get the Thief. Try and not let him escape, but he uses Dagger Storm. And at this point, I don't care about him. He's gone. He's going to go away. I want to see if I can keep the node, but the Thief ports back in. I hold my glint heal and catch some nice healing off of it. But I am low again already, so I need to drop down, and I can use Jade Winds from down here, and I actually get a few of them interrupted, which was good. But all in all, this fight is not looking good at all for us. I'm trying to use the terrain. I can use my Reposting Shadows to dodge backwards away from the Reaper. And I'm using this box here to try and jump up and be harder to hit. Try to get the CC with the Glint Wings, but it doesn't quite work. I've almost got the heal, but he dazes me with the Spear 5. Very sad. But I get a res, and now I've got my heal ready. Wait for some damage, and boom, big heal off of the Glint heal. And the Mesmer blinks out. When he uses his blink, that's his main defensive cooldown. That's him saying, I gotta run. And so I stay on him, and get the down. But the thief follows me up and gets me, and so I target the Mesmer to say teammates come stomp him, but not quite fast enough. That's okay. I feel like I played that correctly. I played that well, but sometimes even when you do play correctly, you just get outplayed, or just something wrong happens, and you can't take it too hard. Just gotta take it on the chin and move on. So moving into the team fight now at this point. I want to try and peel for my teammate. I don't want him to die, but sadly he does die. And because I can't save him, I decide, alright, I'll go try and fight for this node. This is a Condi Rev. I am Power Rev. He has the advantage in this duel. As Power Rev, you do not have the best cleansing. And typically Condi Revs right now are running a good deal of toughness, which makes it really hard to land any sort of a substantial burst onto them. They also do a lot of CC, which is something that Power Herald, well, actually Herald in general, does not deal well with. So the Necro's rolling in. I need to run away with the impossible odds to avoid some of the damage. And I'm just going to chill back here for a while and get some energy, get my heal, all that stuff. But they chase my team, and I see an opportunity for a burst on the Necro, and I take it. I pour it in with the phase reversal and use the Greatsword 5. Stupidly, I go for the stomp. You want to avoid doing the stomp animation. It just makes you a sitting duck, so I cancel it and just cleave him out. Now the Necro goes down as well as my team. This has just been an absolute slugfest here, you know, just so many people downing, so many people dying, but the Thief goes down as well. And I'm going to let him bleed for a little while. And I see that, okay, there's a Mesmer up ahead. I'm getting the bleed on him. The Thief is gone behind me. So I'm just going to get this decap, and then I'm going to pressure the bell. And hopefully that should secure us enough of a lead to get us the victory. So it's just the enemy Rev at this point, but there's one more lurking, and he's coming towards the node now. It's the Necro. He lands a Chill to the Bone on my team, but I'm just kind of playing it safe here, and I get a good Jade, but I miss the wings. We're 2v4 here, so we really want to press this advantage before more enemies come off respawn. So I do Hammer 5, swap to Greatsword 5 to do big damage while he's CC'd with the quickness, and that gets us the kill. And we are steadily approaching the victory here. It's 309 to 445. Just kind of dancing with the Thief here, trying not to catch his burst, and just winding the game down to the 500 point victory line. So here we have the Mesmer again. This is apparently, looks like maybe Dagger Spear. There's that spear damage. You just need to respect it. He ports away. I have a feeling that he used his blink, not his jaunt, so I pressure him. But man, he's just so scary, just that damage, you know. That Spear 2, the sort of hippie flower, is on such a short cooldown, but is such high damage, you just have to respect it. I see that he ports down, and he's low health, so I just follow up, stay on him, 5k with the hammer, and just knock him down. And that's the end of the game. That was a pretty fun one. Top kills, top damage. Wasn't super high rated. I think I was like gold 3. But that's okay, you know, you don't always have to be high rated. So that's all for me for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you guys next week.